Thank you so much, Sam, for coming on.
Thank you, Kathy, for having me.
Really appreciate it.
Yeah, I love being here.
I just want to know more about you. And I mean, really just want to start, from way back when and talk about how you got into music and your journey through it, what you're doing now, and what your plans are for the future. Yeah. But first of all, what are you listening to right now?
Like what album am I listening to right now?
Sure.
Like as of yesterday?
Okay, so first, let me back it up. Are you Apple Music, Spotify? I know everybody has all their opinions.
That is the quandary because I'm an analog boy in a digital world. So I have an extensive vinyl collection, an extensive CD collection, DVDs, all the physical things because I'm a nerd. Sure. So I don't have any of those things.
You have none of those things.
But every now and then I use YouTube. But if I'm at the gym, I'll play something on YouTube. I like podcasts a lot too. Okay. So I have like the app for that, like for the Apple and everything. But with music, I typically will go find, like yesterday, here's a good example. Yesterday, I believe it was yesterday, that Jill Scott's new album just came out, and it's ridiculous. It sounds so human, like in this mechanical world that we're in, and it feels like she backed away from the machine, and she just went, "Here's me as a human," and but that's what I've been listening to. That, and there's a gal. Her name's Rochelle Jordan. She just put out like this house. It sounds like old. I'm from Chicago, so I grew up in the 90s when house was the thing. And she just put out this ridiculous album. It's so good. It's like almost 20 songs, and it's so good. Anyway, yeah. I think it's called Through the Wall. That's what I'm listening. Those are the last two. As of yesterday, literally just yesterday. Okay. Finally got into those. I was anticipating them. So
I was wondering why Jill was on my Instagram feed a lot lately.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, oh, what's happening? She's so many things. She's lots of things. So I was like, okay, that makes sense. Now I'll have to listen to that.
Yeah. But what I do, if I love an album, and I will do that with these two albums, I will find them physically, and I will go on Amazon and either order the CD or order the vinyl. Okay. Depends. I'll probably get CDs. I still have a love for CDs over vinyl because that's just my era. And they're so compact. I don't know, like they're just so fun to. Man, I just miss reading the liner notes and everything. Like. I would, even the cassette singles, like back in the 90s, like I'd sit there and I'd be like, oh, Tupac, Dear Mama has a sample of, right. You learn about all the different artists that they were into that went into making those beats and those, those songs. Like I was raised in kind of a religious environment. And so I was only introduced to church music, and so I had to search out all the music that I love, which is the music basically that I played today, like is just stuff I found on my own. But I think hip-hop was a big part of that because hip-hop was sampling so much stuff from the 70s, and so I think one of my earliest memories of, I don't know, this was like as a child, you remember those old Casio keyboards, like the ones that had the preloaded little... yeah, like really corny, almost elevator tunes, renditions of songs.
Yeah.
There was a song on there, and I didn't know what it was. I don't think I could read at the time, right? Like I was this little 4-year-old or something, and I was laying on my uncle's floor in his basement, and I just kept playing this song over and over and over, and I was like, why do I like this so much? What is it about these chords? Even though it's so corny sounding, there's something about it that I love. And then it wasn't till I think a senior in high school that I found out what the song was, because I heard it with vocals. It was Just the Way You Are by Billy Joel. And I was just like, oh my gosh, it's the jazzy roads and it's the nuances. Yeah. And it's something I don't want to slam, the world that we live in, but I feel like anything that's in the mainstream, it feels very, it lacks nuance. And I mean that in like not just chord structures, but lyrics, the content, and I don't know. Yeah, it doesn't feel authentic, right? So it doesn't mean that there aren't people like that. Like I would say, like sometimes they pop up. Like when I heard I like the last two Bruno Mars records a lot. I thought that Silk Sonic was insane.
It was very good.
But it's really hard to come by authenticity. I think that's just hard in general. People don't find it. I think you can look at somebody like him and you're like, he's authentic. He's authentic. And I think, sorry, I'm being Mr. Opinions, but I also feel like
this is your show, right?
We are in a place that's so all about, even the word, like it bothers me, like around 96 and 97. I think it was 96. Yeah. Do you remember the parental advisory logos on CDs?
Yeah.
And so it used to say explicit lyrics until I believe it was 96, 97 is where they changed it to explicit content. Well, now fast forward, here we are in this content age. And the word content even, to me, can also be said another way, which is content. And I feel like we're not content in this society. And it seems like just it's all about content. Can you imagine? I saw some meme the other day. It was like, can you imagine Kurt Cobain being somebody telling him like, hey, if you create yourself a TikTok, you'll blow up. It's like that wouldn't have gotten those songs. He had to live life. He had to experience pain. He had to experience joy. He had to experience growth. And I think a lot of people want to short track that. I don't know. So I've had a fun journey. I enjoy the process of making things, and it's really fun to perform, especially to you all tonight. This was a real joy for me, because a lot of times I'm playing in places that I'm just background music, and that's okay too, because I'm blessed to feed my children through playing cover songs. But I could just feel your energy and your love tonight. Thank you, and it makes it worth it. So
let's go back. You mentioned religious upbringing.
Oh, yeah.
So you were seeking out music any way you could. When did you actually realize, like, hey, I can sing? Or maybe better than the average person. This could be a thing for me. Mm-hmm. How did you navigate that in Chicago?
Yeah, outside of Chicago.
Okay.
Suburbs, northwest suburbs is where I grew up. So I think I was always into R&B. Like that was my favorite kind of music growing up. And so I think my first CD that I ever owned that wasn't Christian was my mom let me get the Bodyguard soundtrack. And
bless your mom, because that soundtrack. Oh man, what a great soundtrack.
I wanted to be Kevin Costner.
Of course you did. What a good soundtrack. We had this sax, the whole...
The cover, okay, she made songs that were already spectacular, even better. Mm-hmm. How?
It's like, how's that possible?
How did she take Chaka Khan's I'm Every Woman? And I swear to you, I love Chaka Khan, I love Rufus, I love all those groups, but Whitney. Hats off to Whitney for having the greatest recorded voice in history, as far as I'm concerned. So, but that's a opinion that I'm right about.
So you got your soundtrack, and that
I got my soundtrack. Yeah, and it's funny. I connected with obviously the Whitney songs because, I Have Nothing. Oh, David Foster wrote that one, but Lovely Day was on there. Soul System covered
true.
Bill Withers.
Yeah.
That grabbed
really
me.
good.
That was huge. Mm-hmm. And then it was like, okay, what else can I get, Mom? What other soundtracks will you let me? So then it was like Free Willy soundtrack. It was like, SWV's got the Human Nature remix of, so those are the first SWV, Jodeci, Boyz II Men, like all that kind of stuff. And I think somewhere in there, that's where I figured it out after puberty, like probably 8th grade, 9th grade, really started to hone in on being able to sing along with like Usher and being like, oh my gosh, I can hit those notes and I can, and like it's sort of about emulation, I think, for a while when you're discovering your voice, you're just, how do I mimic Mary J. Blige? How do I mimic Coco and her vibrato? How do I figure this out? And then they're tools essentially that you pick up, but then you find your own thing eventually. And I think that rock music led me to the next chapter because I got into rock bands, and that's when I started recording music. So, and then it all kind of came full circle, and I started integrating like my R&B influences into rock and pop and electronic and other things after.
So, did you take any music lessons? Did you do anything like that? Did you participate in anything in school or?
Yeah, so I took piano for about a year and a half, and my teacher wanted to pull her hair out because I had no attention span. She's like, Sam, if Batman comes through that door, I don't want you to stop looking at this sheet, And I never really memorized how to read even the stuff. I would just, okay, she played that. Okay, I can pick. I still to this day don't know how to play keyboard, but I know how to figure it out, like when I'm recording. But don't ask me to play it live, So yeah, that was my first experience. But my sister kind of ascended way past me. She started a couple of years after me, and she reads music. She's amazing. But the big thing was picking up the guitar. I think hearing Nirvana's Nevermind kind of made me want to pick up a guitar, and also simultaneously watching Desperado with Antonio Banderas and just loving his persona in that movie, be a mariachi. But yeah, I picked up an acoustic and started learning and got into things like punk and ska was really big in the 90s, like Sublime, stuff like that. And then, yeah, it just kind of integrated slowly. But choir was the big one. I would say that if there was one thing I would say to anybody who's an aspiring singer, like join a choir. Because you can sing on your own, but until you hear those other voices around you, it really trips you out. Like when you're doing a counter melody or like a harmony, and it's that taught me so much. And when I went to the concert choir, the choir teacher liked me so much. She said, normally we don't let people that are juniors and seniors into the Mach 1 choir, which is more of a jazz, like plays all the old jazz songs and stuff like that. And so she let me join that. And that's where I really learned even more about how to sing. They let us scat, things like that, improv. And so, I think that was the big thing. That's my only training. Other than that, I'm self-taught. I just figure things out. I like a lot of songs with a lot of different nuances and different chords. And so I've forced myself to, I think covers has really helped me too, like learning more about chords and things like that.
So by the time you were in high school, where were you geographically?
I was in Chicago.
You're still there. Okay.
Yeah.
So then what happens? Where'd you go? What'd you do?
So I spent 10 years from when I graduated in 2001, and I started recording albums. And I was those 10 years, I was in 3 different groups. I was in like an indie rock, pop punk kind of emo band. We were part of the whole Chicago, like Fall Out Boy, Plain White Tees, The Academy Is. Those were some of my really good friends. I don't know if you ever heard of that band.
Yes, of course I have.
Yeah, I opened for them several times.
Oh, that's super cool.
Our bass player of my band Dorm Life gave Adam Siska bass lessons, their bass player.
That's so cool.
So yeah, we have little history there with the pop punk, emo, whatever you want to call that, community. But then I kind of started a new thing, like at the time I was in this band Midwest Blue, and Fall Out Boy was about to blow up, and we just quit doing that style. And I started an acoustic band, and my sister ended up joining on piano, and we took like a hard left turn. And I remember we talked to a couple labels, but they're like, you need to add electric guitar. I'm like, that's the point. We don't want to do that, things like that. So it's really more important. It's always been more important to me to do, it may sound selfish, but just to do what I feel is right for that project, or I need total creative control. You know what I mean? So, but yeah, we did that band. We toured, I think we toured 30 some states, all over the country, for several years, made 3 records. And then, I was in an electronic group. This was around the time that, in 2 years we made 3 albums, and we did it in a spare bedroom. And so this is like 2009, and this is when that was not the normal thing was you'd show up to a show and there'd be a band playing or something. We'd go there with a laptop and a keyboard and a microphone, and we were called Boom Juice. We were just this weird. I had this hoodie that said Juice. He had Boom, and that's what we. Yeah, that was what we did. This is my buddy here, but yeah, that was not the norm. And then you fast forward, that is the norm now, is laptops and keyboards and stuff. So it's kind of cool to like I feel like I've been in a lot of places where things were happening and like before they got big, but then I always cut out. I always just take a left turn out. Like I'm like, it's gonna get saturated. I don't know if I don't want to reinvent the wheel, you know? Like I want to just innovate, you know? That's more important to me. But so that's what I did for 10 years. I made 10 records, and then I moved to upstate New York and took a hiatus, started a family, managed a campground. I worked at a KOA. And then music kind of chased me back. It was like, you know, you got to make a living. You don't really like this job anymore. So I decided to start doing this, like playing covers for a living. And that was my ticket back in to making records again. So I started with that cover album, and then I did these 3 records. And I also did a score for a documentary film.
That's cool.
That's what I've done thus far.
Okay, so I just have a general question about albums because through Soul Sessions, I've been following a lot of local artists, and I'll find some that have a lot of projects in seemingly completion, and then I follow some that, you know, it seems like they've been performing for a long time and have a lot of singles. So what propels you or helped you to create so many completed projects, albums? You know, like instead of single here, single there, how do you go about coming up with the concept, or is that how you even do it? I
don't know if it's the same for everybody. I don't know what their process is. I think 1998 is when I got my hands on a 4-track, which I don't know if you guys ever heard of a 4-track before, but it was this like box-like device that you put cassettes in, and you only had 4 tracks to record on. And so I'd sit in my bedroom and I'd just write, and I was not good. It took me I probably wrote 100 songs, you know, in high school. And thank God they're on cassettes and they're not on like SoundCloud or something, you know? But I still have them all. And I think that was I fell in love with the process of making songs. And if you ask me like, do I like performing live? Yes. But if you locked me in a studio where I could just create with other artists, that's all I would do. That's what I breathe, you know? So I developed a passion, a love for the process of making art. And for me, I almost relate it, like going back to, you know, the Batman story at the piano. Like I remember just playing with Batman figures or Ninja Turtles or and being in my own world, you know, like just letting it flow as a child. And I think that childlike state never left. Like it's still here. And every time I don't really try to write songs. They're there and they happen when they happen, and they're a blessing. And I would go as far as to say is like, even though I copyright my music, like I'm just a vessel, so it comes from the Most High. Like it's just a gift for everybody to tap into. And I almost feel like it's great to be able to make money off of your songs. It feels very good, but I also feel at the same time like I don't feel like we really create anything. I feel like we recreate what we're given, you know? And so everything we have here is resources that were made by something much bigger than us. So that's kind of how I feel about the songs. It's like, I don't know, even all my influences, all the good energy that I experience goes into that. It's just gratitude, you know? So I don't know if that answers your question.
Yeah, of course it does. Okay, so sorry to continue to harp on the album thing, but pick an album, any album.
Okay.
Is there a story? Is there a plot? Is it a series of concepts that are united by something?
Yeah, this one right here.
Okay.
This is the last full-length album I would say that I made.
Okay.
This is like, for me, it's the one, like if I die tomorrow, I would love to be remembered by this one, because there's so many ways to answer this. So when I think back on my life and I think where I was at age, I don't know, 24, you know? Okay, like I made some good stuff, but hopefully we're always growing and we're always sort of like coming to new realizations. And this one, I would say that I lived this experience in a way, and I don't even like to say political because I'm apolitical. I believe there's no political solution to a spiritual problem in our world, you know? And so I don't really enjoy that. So that's why this album it's got an elephant representing your Republican Party, and it's got your dead donkey below that it's trotting on in the water. And so you have your blue and your red, you know, teams. And it's called Escape Babylon, the name of this record. And on the back, it's just flames and skeletons, because the system is based in entropy. And it's not going to free us. Like, it's just not. Like, I don't know if that's bad news for anybody. But anyhow, I believe that escaping Babylon happens, like, it's a metaphor also just for, like, the mind, the stories we tell ourselves, the limiting beliefs that we have about ourselves, the relationship that we can't leave even though we know it's terrible, whatever it is, like, if you're in bondage in any way, you need to escape. And you have to be the answer. Nobody's going to come get you, you know? And that's self-reliance, you know? So, but this is kind of the soundtrack to my experiences in New York, which is there's a lot here.
That's the book.
There's a lot here. This is the one. I'm working on more stuff right now, but this is the one. Yeah, Escape Babylon. It's on Spotify.
Okay.
It's under a band name called Slave to Servant.
Okay.
And so yeah, it's a loud rock record. The guy who mixed the record, he did Paramore's first record and
cool.
Under Oath and those kinds of
cool.
bands. And then Howie Weinberg mastered it, who did Nirvana's Nevermind. And
Very cool.
so I spent like $20,000 on this record, no joke. Like, so that just felt like a calling, you know, that record.
Yeah.
So there's some deep topics that are much like deeper than just emotional pain or there's that there, but this is I call it socio-spiritual. That's what I call it.
Okay. Cool. All right. So everyone head to Spotify and then buy the vinyl. Yeah. Okay. So today, what is your day-to-day? What are you doing?
Well, I'm a father.
Okay.
But I'm also like Jekyll and Hyde because I get my kids half the time. So they are currently at their mom's in Ohio.
Ohio.
So they come to me for 6 weeks and they go to their mom for 6 weeks. And we're getting to the point where we're kind of like making our own schedules. Like,
how old
sometimes
are they?
My son's 13.
Okay.
He's gonna be 14 in May. He started a band here. He's like
Cool.
really loving it. So they practice, like when he comes here, he's there right now. But when he comes here, he gets together with his band every Sunday, and I host it. I make him pizza. I'm like, yes, let's do this, you know. And he's killing it. Like I have him in. I'm trying to remember Nathaniel's last name. He plays here in the city. He plays in a bunch of jazz quartets and stuff. But he works at AIM. AIM.
Oh, yes.
You know
yeah.
Nathan?
I know Trevor.
Okay, yeah, Trevor.
Yeah.
Yeah, Nathan has been teaching Wesley, my son.
Cool, very
so
cool.
he's actually better than me. Like he can do things that I never learned how to do. So
That's great.
it's really cool.
And you have a dog?
Oh, my daughter.
Okay.
Yeah, my daughter, her name's Lucy, and I wrote a song on here called Lucy May for her. And I don't know. You ever? It's an odd thing to say, but I feel like she's my soulmate.
Not odd. I hear you.
And she has a wisdom about her. She's like an oracle. She just, an inner wisdom that teaches me. You know what I'm saying? Like,
How old is she?
She is 12.
Okay.
Yeah, but she has taught me through my hardest times when, like, you know, when her mom and I split, like, she showed me this unconditional love, and it's just so beautiful, and she was like the redemption. Like when I could have been like, I hate women, or like, you know, this,
Sure.
this, I knew she needed me to guide her, but
Yes.
what I didn't know is she was going to guide me too. So she is, yeah, I could just gush about Lucy all day. So
That's awesome. Okay, so you're a father. What else do you do?
So I book gigs. Like I've been making, this is my 10th year playing cover songs for a living.
Cool.
So here we are, 2026. And so I solely make a living off of performing at, I really love wineries. That's my favorite. I like weddings. I like things like that. But I'm new to the area, so I'm kind of just taking whatever I can get within reason. I'm still kind of getting my bearings here. And I did make what some of my friends would call the unfortunate mistake, which I don't think it was, but of leaving Facebook. I just don't like Facebook.
I mean,
I'm trying to do it boots on the ground now. So, but yeah, I'm a full-time musician. So sometimes I play at the university during the day. Sometimes I play a retirement home here and there. Sometimes I play at East Coast Wings. Sometimes I play at Old Home Place Vineyards. Just, you know, whoever's hiring me, you know, I appreciate it so much. It's like I almost feel unemployable because of being just not working for anybody for 10 years. But that's what I've been doing. I also started a new business called Embracism Coaching this year. My sister and I are certified emotional success coaches. And what we do is we essentially get people unstuck from limiting emotional states and help them basically to get to their goal. And basically the gap between, you know, the definition of a problem is a gap between where you are and where you want to be. And I was a recipient of this coaching, like when I went through my divorce and when I was going through some other things at one point. And it was so instantaneous, the turnaround that I had. And so I just want to do that for people. My thing is that a lot of, I don't have any bad blood or anything, but it's just a lot of what I've seen with people that I do know, with like counselors or like licensed therapists. It seems like, and there are good ones, but there's a lot of not good ones. And they keep you coming back. They keep you coming. I just want to heal. I want you to heal, and I want you to do the work and do this, and you can do it. Like you have the resources in you. We all have them. You just forgot. It's like, if I could say it like this, it's almost like, imagine right now if you had an unlimited amount of money in your bank account. Like all your bills were taken care of. You don't have anything to worry about. But one day, you get this outstanding bill. Like, why isn't this getting paid? I have auto pay on. Like, what's going on? So you take your debit card. You go over to the ATM. You forget your PIN. But you know you have the funds. But you forget it. You just can't get them. So that's what I do, is I help you find your PIN. So that's something I do during the day sometimes. I coach people. But I've been doing I've been doing a lot of things. I actually have a band that I'm playing in. It's a cover band.
Okay.
Well, it's not a cover band. Sorry. It's the drummer of my favorite band, which is a band called Minus the Bear. They're from Seattle, Washington. The drummer hasn't been in the band for about 10 years. I think they've only made one record without him. But being that it's my favorite band, like playing with him right now, digitally speaking, we haven't done this in person, but we keep sending each other files. We are obsessed with 70s and 80s disco and R&B and funk and stuff like that. And so we're doing a cover record of just those like Forget Me Nots by Patrice Rushen. Sure. And like what do we just do? Didn't Mean to Turn You On. I don't know. We're working on a whole cover record right now with some other members. And so I think we're going to release Forget Me Nots probably in a week or something.
Nice.
We're called Take Over the World.
Okay.
And so we figured we'd do a cover album first, and that would help us like gel together, and then we'll start writing our own music too.
Nice.
And then I'm working on, I have a new alias, so I'm doing some like R&B stuff, some kind of dance R&B. It's very sensual. Haven't taken that turn yet, so I'm kind of excited to take that on. But my alias is Pedro Voiceless, and there's a song we're shooting the music video for this Thursday at Manolo's.
Oh, yeah, sure.
If anybody's around, you're more than welcome to come hang out and get a drink while we just shoot some acting scenes in it. But yeah, I have my first single that I'm working on for that right now too.
Okay.
So
cool. Very cool. I mean, congrats on being able to do the music thing 100% because it's hard.
Thank you.
Very hard. And I know it's what a lot of musicians, artists are striving for, but it's just so difficult. So when you're able to do it, I know it means being scrappy, but yeah, good for you. So what are we, I know all of the things you're working on now, but what are you thinking about for the future? Where are you? I mean, whether that's like next year, 5 years, 10 years, what are the things that are on your mind?
I mean, in 6 years, my kids are going to be adults, So I've been thinking a lot about that. Like, what I want to live on a beach. I know that.
Panama.
Yeah.
Maybe not Panama, but
well, maybe. Like, I don't know. She might convince me.
Yeah, like wait till she gets back. See what she says.
Yeah, we'll see. But yeah, I would like to design. I would just like to keep enjoying what I'm doing. And I think that right now I love helping people. I love coaching people. I like doing weddings. I think what I'd like to do is limit my cover schedule to where I'm just playing wineries and bigger private events, and then save on my voice, because it's like being a mechanic and like loving cars, but then you're like, I work on cars all day, and I don't even want to look at mine,
right? Right.
And so that's kind of where I'm at. I've had a lot of vocal fatigue this year, and it's been 10 years. It's fair, but so I'd like to shorten that and get more into the private event sector. Do more coaching and just keep creating art, and maybe at some point if something takes off, cool. Like, I mean, I don't know if something will take off. It doesn't really matter to me, like, because I can't really control that. I can't control who hears it or how they hear it. Like, other people that market can, but that's not my forte. So I'd probably have to have a team in place to do that, and maybe I'll get that opportunity at some point to get some people in place to help me get heard. I just don't know. Yeah, I just love the process. Like I said, I feel very blessed, and I'm also open to just even like, I like working with my hands too. So I would, just to offset, so I didn't have to do so many gigs. Maybe I'll become a moving guy, or like I know I've done construction. I could do that here and there, as long as I don't feel like I have to go all the time, and I don't have to ask my master for vacation time.
Right. Yeah.
That's a really hard thing for me to go back to.
For sure.
But yeah, I'm very mindful. I feel blessed. I don't know. Like, I think I use this quote a lot, but Lauryn Hill. It's one of my favorite quotes that she ever said, and it was actually included it on my mixtape. But she said that throughout history, artists have particularly been people who live outside of society in order to expose society to itself. And I feel like I'm still that person. That's what I'm trying to hold on to and not go back to the rat race. So.
Okay, so last question. Favorite spot in Winston?
Okay, I think I quit drinking right before I hit 40.
Okay.
So I haven't drank for over 3 years. I never had a problem with drinking. I love a good shot of tequila and a lime, like, it's delicious. But I went through some. Sorry, this is a long story.
No, not at
all. I went through some things. Like, I found my bus as soon as I went sober. Like it happened like that. Like, I just walked through the door and it landed in my lap, and it just, so many things happened where it felt like, for me, and I again, I'm not here to disparage anybody. I don't think it's wrong to have a drink. And maybe one day I will. I don't have a rule that says, oh, I'll never drink again or anything. It's just, I feel so in tune with the voice, like I don't know how you say it. Like, it's a metaphysical thing, It's something that
you're calling.
Everything, everything's so real. I just enjoy this. Like, I enjoy that we're just talking and we're sober, and I'm getting to know the real soul. You know what I'm saying? It's yeah, I feel like there a lot of times when I go play gigs, I can't really fully connect with people. It's not bad. It's just the way I feel. This is like my way of life right now. Maybe it'll be my 40s like this. But that being said, I love coffee. So there's Remedy.
Love
That
Remedy.
place is my favorite place right now.
Remedy's
in
cool.
Winston. Oh my gosh, I love it. I love it. Love me a good
spot.
coffee shop, especially one that has jazz bands. Get out of here.
Yeah, of course. It's a great spot. I approve.
I appreciate that.
Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
We really, really
This has been a
appreciate your
blessing. Thank you.
performance.